On the 28th, 9 days later, I woke up to find another post-it note. This one saying, "Our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's important we do." First one, I will just say, has an explanation. Now, I briefly told Robbie the synopsis of it before you came in the room. I think you've heard it, haven't you?
I think I know it, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to let you theorise over what you think's going to happen, okay?
Okay.
But I'm going to call this the sticky note syndrome. Oh, I just made that up right there off the dome. Katie, put
It's not going to go well, is it?
No, it's going to be well good. Katie, put a little bit of like music over that, like ooh.
What, the sticky? Ooh,
the sticky note
Wait,
syndrome.
what sort of music? What do you go? Do you
Like
think?
kind of like
Bing, 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 bing.
yeah.
Little plinky piano.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Can you make the music?
I do it now, and then
You do it now over me saying it,
Okay.
all right? So this story is called
bling, bling,
the
bling,
sticky
bling,
note syndrome.
Bling, bling, bling.
Perfect, Robbie.
I'm ready.
Perfect. On the 15th of April, I found a yellow post-it note in a handwriting that wasn't mine on my desk, reminding me of some errands I had to do, but told literally no one about it. While odd, I chalked it up to something I did in my sleep, thinking maybe in my half-awake state I scrawled it so it didn't appear to be my handwriting. I threw it out and thought little of it. On the 19th, 4 days later, I found another post-it note on the back of my desk chair in the same handwriting as the previous note, telling me to make sure I saved my documents. I was freaked out, but there were no other signs of a break-in. So I set up a webcam in my house, aimed at my desk, and used the security cam app for it to record once movement is detected. On the 28th, 9 days later, I woke up to find another post-it note. This one saying, "Our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's important we do." I immediately checked the webcam's folder on my computer and found nothing from the night before, but my computer's recycling bin had been emptied, which I am certain I did not do recently, indicating somebody had noticed the webcam and deleted the files. They would just save straight to a folder on my desktop called webcam. Today, on the 1st of May, I found another post-it note, this time on the outside of my door, with nothing written on it. And there also appeared to be post-its on many other doors in my apartment complex, all blank in varying colours. Do I have any legal recourse here? I have no proof except for the post-its, but those are written by my pen and on my post-it notes, so conceivably I could have faked them.
How do you know it's his pen?
Maybe he's only got one pen, and it's green, and they're
very
written in
specific.
green, and no murderer carries a green pen.
Fountain pen.
Why have you jumped to murderer? He's leaving post-its.
You'd never know. This could be the post-it note poacher.
Bling, bling, bling.
Would contacting the police get me into any trouble if they can't determine an outside source for this? So it's like,
What would the trouble be?
am I wasting your time, governor? Like that kind of thing. He's American, so I don't think he said governor. I just want to make sure that I'm not wasting anyone's time. Could I consult my landlord? Those also living in the those also living in the complex. He's added.
I'm sure you're allowed to knock on someone else's door and ask him if it's happening to him.
Bit of a pussy, this guy.
All right.
Yeah, bit of an idiot. Now, bear in mind, I haven't proofread these like you do, so he's edited the note. I'll read the edit. It could be nothing. I pulled up a letter I received from my landlord back when I moved in, and the handwriting is identical. Could this count as evidence?
So why is the landlord not letting the landlord speak to him?
Well, I think he's now worried that his landlord's doing it.
But
It's like,
but one of the notes said our landlord isn't letting us speak to each other, but we need to.
oh yeah, it did, didn't it? see, people think that I don't listen to your story. I don't even listen to my own. And
I don't know what's going on there.
yeah, this is proof. I think when I was reading that, I was too focused on whether or not it read well to the audience than actually.
If you read it in advance, like you should,
Yeah,
You-
yeah.
was that the end of the story?
That was the end of the story. Now, I did say that there is a conclusion that's been made from this. It's been wrapped up. But I want to hear what Stevie White thinks about this story.
You know the conclusion as well, Robbie?
I know the story, yeah.
What is this through Reddit that you know?
Yeah, I've seen Reddit.
Okay.
Sounds a bit stupid. Just random post-it notes and then blank ones being left on doors. The only thing that's weird is it matches the handwriting of the landlord, which makes sense because I presume a landlord has a key to the place.
So if the landlord's doing it, for what reason? For what gain? For what motive?
Maybe he just likes creeping people out. He's a weird landlord.
Do you want to theorise a bit more? I want you to come to a certain conclusion before I tell you.
Would you say it's obvious what the answer is to this?
No, I wouldn't say it's obvious.
It's not obvious, but when Fiona told me, I was like, oh, okay. And then I Googled and wanted to learn more about the outcome.
When you first started telling me the story, I was like, maybe he's leaving himself drunk notes.
Okay.
So that was the first thing that crossed my mind. The only thing that's confusing me is the landlord seems completely feasible. The thing that's the one particular note that said, our landlord won't let us talk.
Is that scary to you?
It's, weird considering it now matches the landlord's
Believability and scariness. No, we're not doing that.
It just sounds like it was a landlord, but it's just that one note goes against it.
Yeah, okay.
Or a weird ex.
Oh, that's another good little avenue. What are you going to go for? Because I've got the answer here.
It's neither of them, is it?
No.
So it doesn't matter which one I go for.
This was also posted on the subreddit legaladvice. So he's taking this pretty serious. Do you know what I mean? And this conclusion makes me think it's probably real. It's probably happened.
Okay.
It's quite logical. So he posted, I think it was a couple of months after, saying, thanks to everybody who sent suggestions and gave advice on how to proceed, especially to those who recommended a CO detector, because when I plugged one into the bedroom, it read at 100 ppm. So basically, he had carbon... What is it, Robbie? Carbon...
Is it monoxide? Yeah.
Yeah.
Poisoning.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
And he was writing the notes to himself.
And what it does is it gives you, again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know, but it gives you blips in memory, doesn't it? Where you just like blank out a whole thing. So what he'd been doing is writing himself notes so he doesn't forget things, but then he was going in and deleting the... That seems mad, deleting the camera footage.
It sounds like you lost it completely.
Yeah.
God.
Well, it does. And to write one saying our landlord won't let us talk, like he's talking to himself properly in that sense. I get leaving yourself a note to do something, but to pretend to be someone else to yourself...
Yeah, but it's got carbon monoxide poisoning, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So like he has lost it.
I think you can make full recoveries from carbon monoxide poisoning. I don't think it's like once it's in your head, you're done for. But I think it's quite a spooky
Probably why
thing.
he's lying in bed getting loads of the monoxide in him, I guess. Do you know what I mean? It's probably rather than...
Yeah, unless he's written this whole Reddit thing
Yeah.
as old poisoned one.
Do you think that's real? Do you think that happened?
It sounds feasible, but I don't know enough about the knowledge of what happens to
You're
you
right there. Maybe that is like the reverse of this, and he's done all this post on Reddit when he's
whilst he's actually poisoned.
when he's on that, and it's the other way around. I've got slightly confused myself. I've not seen Inception. I imagine it's like this.
Similar symptoms to flu, which is weird because I think if he's done all of that stuff and he's deleted that part of his memory, how do we know that like these murderers that do mad shit haven't got carbon monoxide poisoning?
Well, I guess they talk about it afterwards normally, but there's certain bits of that story that I'd say, like the memos for yourself, remember to do this, remember to save your files, fair enough. You can blank that out, like just imagine it as if you were drunk instead.
Yeah.
But going and posting notes on all the other people's doors with nothing written on,
Yeah.
you won't forget that.
No, weird.